Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to show you my hybrid Magicka Sorcerer endgame build for the Sanitize DLC patch. This build is capable of pulling over 115k on the parse dummy and is viable for most group content. For this build, I will be optimizing it for the highest possible DPS within the constraints of my skill, hence mythics and trial gear will be included. This build is meant to be used in organized group content, most notably trials and dungeons. Although not optimized for solo content, it can still be used for most of that as well. So starting off in the character sheet, I have 64 points in a Magicka and I'm running the Thief Mundus. Moving on to consumables, so for content we're going to be using Clockwork Citrus Fillet. A cheaper and almost just as good alternative will be Witch Mother's Potent Brew, and if you're parsing or just want flat out more sustain, then Ghastly Eyeball is always the go-to. Moving on to potions, we're just going to be using standard Essence of Spell Power. Reason being is they're probably the best potions for this build. They give Major Intellect, Major Sorcery, and Major Prophecy, 3 important buffs for mag DPS. These potions do cost a bit to make, so make sure you have 3 points in a medicinal use so that you can benefit for the full duration of the potions. And lastly, for the race, I am a high elf. It doesn't matter too much, but I personally prefer high elf for this particular build. For CP, we're going to be running Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, Thaumaturge, and Backstabber. On the red tree, Boundless Vitality, Rejuvenation, Siphoning Spells, and Sustain by Suffering. So for gear, we're going to be running 5 pieces of Kinra and 5 pieces of Reliquin. In the main hand slot, we're going to have a Kinra Dagger, Nirnhoned with a poison damage enchant. On the offhand, we're going to have a Charge Dagger with a flame damage enchant. On the back bar, we have a Maelstrom Perfected 2-hander. This is infused with a weapon damage enchant. For the helmet, we're going to be running a 1-piece Crag in light and Divines with max mag. And on the body, except for the leg slot, we're going to be running 5 pieces of Reliquin, all traded in Divines with max mag enchants. For the leg slot, we're running a 1-piece Harpooner's Kilt in Divines with max mag enchants. For the jewelry, we have 3 pieces of Kinra jewelry, all with spell damage enchants traded in Bloodthirsty. So for skills, we're going to be running Daedric Prey, Crystal Fragments, Barbed Trap, Volatile Familiar, Twilight Tormentor, and Dawnbreaker. On the back bar, we have Stampede, Carve, Hurricane, Volatile Familiar, Twilight Tormentor, and Greater Storm Atronach. So for the rotation, we're running a dynamic rotation, meaning we're going to refresh our dots whenever they need reapplying, and we're just going to use Crystal Fragments as our spammable. So the skill priority that I used for this parse, and I use in general, would be Carve, Stampede, Daedric Prey, Barbed Trap, Hurricane, Volatile Familiar, and then your spammable Crystal Fragments. And then whenever your Greater Storm Atronach is ready, just drop it ASAP. So closing thoughts, this was actually my first attempt at like an endgame hybrid build, so it was actually pretty fun. There's a lot of things I could have done to better improve my DPS. Some of these things include like running bound armaments instead of Hurricane, but I found the stam sustain to be a little bit low for that, so I don't know. I think I might need more stam glyphs. I'm not exactly sure. Another thing you can do to squeeze out a little bit more DPS would be running power overload on your back bar and dumping almost all your ult in the beginning with that, but leaving just enough to drop a Storm Atronach. A little side note about the Carve being 30 seconds, it was really throwing me off, but I think if I just played it a little bit more, I could be better adjusted to it. And as usual, try not to swap off Crystal Fragments. If you have to, recast one of your pets early. For this parse, I actually had a really hard time light attacking. I don't know why, but my weaves were really all over the place. So I think realistically, this build should probably do about 120 something. And I think that wraps it up. As always, thank you for watching my video. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Or better yet, come join our Discord and ask your questions there. Please consider subscribing if you haven't. And if you like the piggies, hit that like button. As per usual, a parse and outfit section will be included in the end, and once again, thank you and have a good day.